Hello everyone, welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. Today we've got Tejas from Avasam to talk to us about what Avasam is and how sellers and suppliers can benefit from it. Hello Tejas, welcome to Online Seller UK podcast.
Hi, good afternoon, Prabhat. Thank you. Thank you for having us. I'm really excited with the opportunity, and yeah, let's see that how I can help the listeners of this podcast and see that how what they can achieve using Avasam. I'm really excited to share this with the team.
Okay, excellent. So let's start with Avasam. So what is Avasam?
Yeah, so see, when we get this kind of question number of times, that what is Avasam? So Avasam is not just like a man-made name. It has a meaning. It comes from one of the ancient language, Sanskrit. The meaning of Avasam means automatic. So it's related to automation. Now when that I've worked with online sellers for last 15 years.
Yes.
And I had two audience which I was working with. One was the wholesalers, importers, distributors, and this is what they were doing since last 30-35 years. And they had a big warehouse, they have a good setup, and they were distributing the goods to the online sellers. So I was working with that audience and helping them to implement the stock control and distribution software. And at the same time, I was also got an opportunity with my e-business guru setup to help them to grow their business online.
Yes.
So the second audience, they were more keen to who had a skill set to sell the products online through the marketplaces, through the shopping carts, or through the social media channels.
Yeah.
And what I found that they both the audience, both the segment had their own strength and limitation. So the importers and distributors, or the wholesalers, they like to source the goods from China. They like to bring the pallets, and then they like to ship the goods, but they do not have a skill sets to sell online. They do not have a skill set, the art to present the products on Instagram. Maybe their era is different, maybe their mindset is different. While at the other end, I found that the audience, which is the millennials, we are saying, or the generation who wants to work from home, they wanted a solution. They wanted they are happy to do the listing. They are happy to sell. They are happy to advertise, but they do not want to do the hard work, which is the sourcing of the goods. They do not want to, or maybe they do not have a capital. I mean, maybe that doing the hard work is the wrong sentence to make. I think that's not what I meant. But I think they want to concentrate on their strengths. So we thought that how can we bring these two audiences together? And then we thought, how about we actually come up with the dropshipping marketplace concept, where we bring the supplier and seller together, where supplier advertise their products and seller looks at it, and then it connects with the marketplaces and the shopping carts, and when the order comes, the supplier fulfills it. And we work as a governing body. We make sure that both the parties work together, maintain the decorum of the platform, and grow it together. So I know that I answered this question in a very long-winded way, but it was important that I go back to the history and then also explain that what Avasam does.
Yeah, excellent. So I think you've given us good brief. So you've already touched base on supplier. So as a supplier, so we apply to be a part of Avasam. Is that right? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what sort of steps are there for suppliers to be a part of Avasam?
So, So one thing we learned that dropshipping business is all about partnership. So if you actually see dropship is equal partnership, right? If you do not have a right partnership, then the dropship business will not work.
Okay.
So for us, having a reliable supplier is very, very important thing. So what we do that we have a verification program where we have a supplier onboarding team within the company, where first we do the due diligence, where we actually check whether the supplier exists, whether they have a stock, whether they have a manpower to fulfill the orders. Then one of our onboarding specialists go on the site, they do the checks that how they are going to process the order, and also give them a training how to use our platform. We also have a performance metrics available as well. So we make them responsible, because at the end of the day, it has to work for them. But the most important thing, that they understand the responsibilities. They understand that how important it is to work with, work within the guidelines, so they can grow their business. Because from their perspective, if they want to get 1 or 2 or 5 sellers, they have to hire an agent, and then they have to give a commission. While we are going to give them like hundreds of sellers without hiring an agent, we are going to give the exposure of the products to hundreds and thousands of sellers. So, but at the same time, it comes with the responsibility that they do the delivery on time. And I think so. As a part of this supplier program, the onboarding program, we actually we educate them, and we guide them that what are the steps they should internally follow to become a successful on our marketplace.
Okay, excellent. So as a seller, of a user of the platform to source your product from Avasam, so what sort of process involved is it to get an account? Do you need a proper limited company for me to actually start using Avasam suppliers, or is a sole trader is okay? How do you apply for it?
So the whole the whole idea of getting this dropshipping marketplace in place is enabling the sellers, enabling the entrepreneurship in everyone, right? So we do not as such have a restriction that that person, it has to be a limited company or partnership. Any individual sole trader themselves can open an account. And the joining process is very simple. They come online and they open a free account. We actually thought that every person has some qualities, and they all want to be a part of online journey, and they all want to do something online. They want to sell something, but they do not have any products to offer. So what we wanted to do is that we actually come up with the idea of free account, where they can process up to 10 orders a month, where and it's a free account forever. So there is no catch that it is just for 30 days. So they can, if they are selling just 10 items a month, then we are happy to give this account forever to them. But we want to enable the people to actually use their skill, express themselves, and make some money out of it. That's the whole idea. So the signing process is very simple. They go online, they have to verify the details, and they can start using the account. However, there are tiers available on the sellers as well. So we have the free account, then we have a starter package, we have a business, advanced, and guru package as well. When a seller is on a guru package, they get access to some of the very well-known brand as well, where those brands have restrictions to work with a particular size of the business. So we do have that, but we have already got over 130,000 products on a platform. So whatever we have, that is enough for any seller to start their business, from today.
Yeah, excellent. So I think for a seller to be a part of it, I think first question immediately comes to your mind that this supplier, yes, they're supplying to Avasam or Avasam platform. Yes, I can get that. And for me to start, primary market for me will be marketplace. Don't get me wrong, websites and other places, yes, it's good to sell, but if I am to start selling today, the quicker way of Amazon and eBay, no questions asked. So first thing that comes in my mind is, are these suppliers already selling on Amazon and eBay? Then is my price going to be competitive enough? I think that's the first thing that comes to my mind. So what do you say for that?
Yeah, so you're right. There are two kind of supplier. A supplier who is a supplier, who is truly supplier, who has a distribution channel, who has who has a complete trade kind of business setup. And then there is another supplier who is acting as a supplier, but who himself is a seller. Right. Exactly. So what we are doing as a part of this verification process, that we are actually testing the water, and we are understanding the vision of the supplier, that how they are seeing this platform. We as Avasam, we do not want a supplier who is also acting as a seller, because then it is not a win-win. No. You are competing against your seller. It's not a good start, and we do not want to. And it's very clear for us that who is going to make this platform successful? Both the parties, which is seller and supplier, and we are actually we are taking care of this particular angle, where they do not compete. Supplier do not compete with the seller, because if they do it, then what is going to happen? They won't get the order. They won't be successful. No. Right, and they are shooting themselves. So you're right. I agree with you that we already noticed this. We already noticed this kind of situation, and we already removed 6 or 7 suppliers from the platform just because of this reason.
Oh, okay. No, I agree. That's very responsive, and it's good for. I think it's good for building confidence amongst the seller who wants to use the platform, that there is not going to be competition against the manufacturer directly. So I think that's a very good set of information. So what's the future of Avasam?
Future, huh? Right. So like every other company which is out there, we all are here to grow. I'm sure you are also in a mission of growing your company. Same way we are also in a mission of growing Avasam. But the way we actually set our mission is keep things simple. We are on a mission to sell more, enabling people, so enabling sellers to sell more, enabling suppliers to sell more. Now, how we are going to do that? By doing following steps. One is by increasing our offerings. So currently we have around over 130,000 products on the platform. We are aiming to cross over 1 million product before end of this year. Now, so that is one of our the goal that we want to achieve that. At the same time, we want to increase our seller base. So currently we have over 1,200 sellers on a platform, and we are and we want to get to 10,000 sellers before end of this year. At the same time, we understand that the quality suppliers you bring on a board, also the margin products you offer on a platform will attract more sellers. So that is we are investing heavily on improving the quality of the suppliers, improving the margins on the products as well. So we are working on that side as well, and I'm hoping that in next 12 months our user base will see it, will reflect on a platform, and they do not need to wait for items to get delivered from AliExpress or Alibaba. They can find something similar in their home country, and they can sell before they buy.
Okay, yeah, I think that's good insight, and it's good to know there is a growth in number of listings. I think for any business to grow, that's an important part of it. And lastly, do you support any consultation to a seller on with regards to what they need to do in terms of growing their business?
Yeah, so we see this that sellers is they are our army. They are the one who is going to make things happen. Now,
Yeah.
so we need to have a good training program. We need to have a good master classes program which will enable them to understand what to do.
Yeah.
So we have taken one of the initiative from this year 2020 that we in our head office, which is in Park Royal, London,
Yeah.
where we are going to run a master class for dropshipping every month, where we are also going to invite the suppliers as well, so they can actually see the real suppliers. They can also see some of the products as well. They are going to bring the sample, and also we are going to share the experience. So we have some experienced dropshippers how they have actually built their business. So they are going to share their success story. Plus, we are also going to teach them that how they should see this. How should they grow their business? Because the dropshipping as an industry, Prabhat, it's been. I mean, this concept is out there for a long time, but people actually see this as like a quick buck. Or I mean, either it's one of the way to make quick money, or you see as like a lottery, and you become a millionaire and you are on a beach. So I think it's been very. It's not, this industry did not got enough justice, right? And it's been wrongly marketed. And what we want to do, that we want to be very realistic, and we want to tell the user the correct information. So if you see our website as well, at no point we are saying that, guys, you make million out of it, right? We are saying with this platform, this will enable you to, earn between £2,000 to £3,000 a month. When I'm talking about your profit, not the revenue, you can do that just by spending 1 hour a day. It is possible. We already have a number of sellers who are doing it, but we will never go out. And if you put more efforts and if you got a skill, then you can make the more money out of it. We want to just be, but we want to represent the mass market, right? Rather than bringing someone as a hero and say, okay, he did millions, so everyone will do that. I think that's the wrong way of doing it. I think, and that is one of the reasons where we do not actually market any seller on our platform, because by doing this, you are sometimes misleading it. It's not a case study; it becomes like a misrepresentation.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's good to have honest representations as well of things, rather than taking misrepresentation like you've mentioned. So I think so I think that's enough for us for now. I think that's really good information. So for everybody who is listening to this podcast, if you'd like to find out more, it's please visit avasam.com, and so is there any other places you are going to be this year, Tejas? Any exhibitions you are going to be?
Yeah, so we have committed ourselves for 6 trade shows this year.
Excellent.
So I'm also giving a talk on a dropshipping discovery at a spring fair, and then on autumn fair as well. I'm going to be there, and there are like internet retail expo and other expos which are coming. So we are going to be exhibiting ourselves. But as I said, our aim is to make the awareness about this the platform, and enabling the sellers and suppliers, and making sure that they concentrate on the areas which they are good at. I think that's what we are going to do by in next 12 months with the help of Avasam.
Okay, right. Excellent. So thanks very much, Tejas, for your time today. I'll speak to you soon. All the best.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prabhat. Really appreciate it. Cheers.